Genoa City is heating up once again as Wednesday's episode of The Young and the Restless brings unexpected twists, legal pressure, and emotional decisions that could change everything for several major characters. At the center of today's drama is Michael Baldwin, who suddenly finds himself pulled into a very dangerous legal situation. After Phyllis Summers was arrested, Michael is forced to step in and take control of the situation. Even though he was not fully ready to take the case, pressure from Lauren Fenmore pushes him to act quickly before things get worse. But what Michael is dealing with is not simple at all. The evidence being used against Phyllis looks extremely serious, and it appears to be digitally manipulated. This creates a major question: was this evidence actually created or altered using AI technology? If that turns out to be true, it could completely flip the case upside down and expose a much bigger setup behind the scenes. Meanwhile, tension continues to rise as Michael tries to protect Phyllis while also dealing with legal risks of his own. Every move he makes now could either save her or put both of them in even deeper trouble. At the same time, another major situation is building in Genoa City involving Cain Ashby. His sudden arrest shocks everyone, and it immediately creates complications that nobody saw coming. The timing is especially critical because it directly impacts a life-saving medical situation involving Malcolm Winters. Lily Winters is completely shaken by the arrest, fearing that Cain's legal trouble could delay or even destroy Malcolm's bone marrow transplant surgery. The procedure was already planned under tight timing, and now everything is at risk of falling apart. This raises one big concern: will Cain's arrest block him from being able to help Malcolm in time? Or is there still a way to keep the surgery on track before it's too late? As the pressure builds, Genoa City is heading into a moment where legal drama and life-or-death medical decisions are colliding in the worst possible way. And this is only the beginning of the chaos. The tension in Genoa City continues to rise as the fallout from recent events starts affecting more people in unexpected ways. What began as a legal situation is now turning into something much bigger, with serious personal consequences for everyone involved. Michael Baldwin is still fully focused on defending Phyllis Summers, but the pressure is getting heavier with every passing moment. The case is not just about clearing Phyllis anymore, it's quickly turning into a battle over truth, manipulation, and digital evidence that may not be as real as it looks. As Michael digs deeper, he begins to realize that the evidence against Phyllis might have been created or altered using advanced technology. This makes the situation even more complicated, because proving it in court is not going to be easy. Every detail matters now, and one mistake could completely destroy their defense. At the same time, Phyllis is struggling emotionally after her arrest. She feels cornered, frustrated, and unsure who she can trust. Even though Michael is trying to help her, the pressure from the case is starting to take a toll on both of them. Meanwhile, the situation involving Cain Ashby is creating even more disruption across Genoa City. His arrest is no longer just a personal issue, it's now affecting a critical medical plan that involves Malcolm Winters. Lily Winters is extremely worried as she tries to understand what this means for Malcolm's upcoming bone marrow transplant. The timing of Cain's arrest couldn't be worse, and it raises serious concerns about whether the surgery will still happen as planned. Behind all of this, emotions are running high. Family members are caught between loyalty and fear, and every decision now feels urgent and risky. As Wednesday's events continue unfolding, it becomes clear that nothing in Genoa City is simple anymore. Every storyline is connected, and every action is leading toward even bigger consequences. As the chaos in Genoa City continues, the pressure is starting to build on multiple fronts, and no one is able to stay out of the drama for long. What started as a few separate problems is now becoming one interconnected storm of legal, emotional, and medical emergencies. Michael Baldwin is now fully committed to Phyllis Summers' defense, but the situation is becoming more dangerous than expected. The evidence against Phyllis is not only strong on the surface, but also highly suspicious. Michael begins to suspect that the material used in the case may have been digitally altered, which raises serious concerns about manipulation and hidden agendas. This discovery puts Michael in a difficult position. If he pushes too hard without proof, it could damage his credibility in court. But if he holds back, Phyllis could face serious consequences. He is now forced to carefully balance strategy, timing, and trust while trying to uncover the truth behind the fabricated evidence. Phyllis, on the other hand, is struggling with the emotional impact of everything happening around her. Being arrested and publicly questioned has left her frustrated and defensive. Even though Michael is working to help her, she is beginning to feel isolated and uncertain about how this situation will end. At the same time, Kane Ashby's arrest continues to send shockwaves through Genoa City. What seemed like a straightforward legal issue is now creating unexpected complications in a much more sensitive situation involving Malcolm Winters. Lily Winters is deeply worried as she realizes that Kane's arrest could interfere with Malcolm's urgent medical procedure. The bone marrow transplant that was carefully scheduled is now at risk, and every passing hour increases the tension. Doctors and family members are now facing a difficult question: if Kane cannot participate as planned, will Malcolm lose his only chance at recovery? The uncertainty is creating fear and emotional stress for everyone involved. Elsewhere, the Newman family influence can be felt behind the scenes, as power and control continue to shape decisions across Genoa City. Even when not directly visible, Victor Newman's presence looms over many of the unfolding events. With every passing moment, the situation becomes more unstable. Legal battles are intensifying, medical timelines are collapsing, and emotional pressure is reaching dangerous levels. And still, the biggest shocks are yet to come. Genoa City is now fully caught in a web of rising tension where every storyline is starting to overlap, creating even more pressure for everyone involved. What seemed like separate problems is now turning into one big chain reaction. Michael Baldwin continues working hard on Phyllis Summers' defense, but the situation is becoming more complex by the minute. The evidence being used against Phyllis doesn't just look damaging, it also raises serious questions about authenticity. Michael is now strongly considering the possibility that the proof may have been digitally manipulated. This possibility changes everything. If the evidence is proven fake or AI altered, it could completely shift the direction of the case. But getting that proof in time is a major challenge, and Michael knows he is racing against both legal pressure and time itself. Phyllis is still dealing with the emotional weight of her arrest. She feels trapped in a situation where every decision seems to make things worse. Even though Michael is trying to protect her, trust is becoming fragile as stress builds between them. Meanwhile, Kane Ashby's arrest continues to create unexpected fallout across Genoa City. What was once a legal matter is now directly affecting a life-or-death medical situation involving Malcolm Winters. Lily Winters is under extreme emotional pressure as she tries to keep everything from falling apart. Malcolm's bone marrow transplant is urgent, and Kane's legal situation is now threatening the entire procedure timeline. Every delay increases the risk, and there is growing fear that Malcolm may not get the treatment he needs in time. Behind the scenes, there are also whispers of larger forces influencing events, with power struggles and hidden agendas quietly shaping outcomes. In Genoa City, nothing ever happens in isolation, and this situation is no exception. As tensions rise, relationships are also being tested. Loyalty, trust, and responsibility are all being questioned, and characters are being forced to choose sides under intense pressure. By the end of this unfolding chaos, it becomes clear that the stakes are higher than ever, and one wrong move could change everything permanently. As the situation in Genoa City reaches its breaking point, every storyline is now moving toward a major turning point where decisions cannot be undone. Michael Baldwin is still locked in a high-pressure battle to defend Phyllis Summers. The case has become far more complicated than expected, especially with the growing suspicion that the evidence against Phyllis may have been digitally manipulated. Michael knows that proving this is the key to everything, but time is running out and the legal pressure is intensifying. Phyllis, meanwhile, is struggling to stay strong after her arrest. The emotional toll is heavy, and she feels increasingly isolated as the case continues to spiral. Even with Michael fighting for her, the situation is pushing her to her limits. At the same time, Kane Ashby's arrest continues to send shockwaves through multiple lives in Genoa City. What seemed like a single legal problem is now affecting something much more critical: Malcolm Winters' urgent medical treatment. Lily Winters is in a desperate position as she fears that Kane's legal situation could delay Malcolm's bone marrow transplant. The timing is extremely sensitive, and any interruption could put Malcolm's life at serious risk. This creates an emotional crisis where family, justice, and survival are all colliding at once. Elsewhere, tensions continue to rise as outside influence and hidden power dynamics quietly shape what happens next. In Genoa City, nothing is ever simple, and even small decisions can have major consequences. By the end of this episode, it's clear that every character is standing at a dangerous crossroads. Legal battles are heating up, medical urgency is increasing, and emotional pressure is reaching its peak. And as Wednesday's drama unfolds, one thing becomes certain: Genoa City is heading toward even bigger shocks that no one is fully prepared for. Shocking return from the dead, Matt's amnesia claim sparks chaos. Genoa City is heading into one of its most shocking twists yet, as rumors and spoilers suggest that Matt Clark may have returned after being presumed dead, and his behavior is already raising serious questions. Everything begins after Matt's intense confrontation with Sienna Bacall in the desert. Following the incident, Matt is seen injured, with a cut on his head, and clearly disoriented as he makes his way into a nearby diner. Inside the diner, Matt appears confused but still alert enough to speak with a waitress. He asks simple but unsettling questions, including how far Genoa City is. At this point, it is unclear whether he truly remembers everything or is hiding something far more dangerous. Soon after, things take another strange turn when Matt is later spotted at the Genoa City Athletic Club. He is seen holding a keycard, possibly linked to Sienna's past activities. This keycard seems to guide him to the GCAC, where he manages to check in and secure a room. This is where speculation grows stronger. Matt may begin claiming that he is suffering from amnesia. According to this theory, he could insist that the keycard is the only connection he has to his past identity, suggesting he has no clear memory of who he really is or what happened before. However, not everything may be as it seems. There is a strong possibility that Matt is not truly amnesiac. Instead, he could be using this confusion as a strategy. If he is pretending, it would allow him to move freely through Genoa City without raising suspicion, while secretly planning his next move. Even if he appears mentally unclear at first, past memories could slowly return. And if that happens, it could trigger something much more dangerous: revenge. With any previous evidence possibly destroyed after earlier chaos, Matt may now feel untouchable. This could give him the freedom to operate in the shadows, observe his enemies, and quietly build new plans without being detected. If this theory proves true, Genoa City could be dealing with a very unpredictable version of Matt Clark, one who was calmer on the surface but far more dangerous underneath. As always, nothing in Genoa City stays quiet for long, and this return could change everything moving forward. The strange behavior surrounding Matt Clark continues to raise serious doubts as his journey toward Genoa City takes an even more mysterious turn. After being seen disoriented in a diner, Matt still shows signs of injury from his recent confrontation in the desert. He is confused, but not completely lost, which makes his condition even more suspicious. While speaking to a waitress, he asks basic questions about his location and how far Genoa City is, almost as if he is trying to rebuild his sense of direction. But the real twist begins when Matt shows up at the Genoa City Athletic Club. Holding a keycard, he manages to check in and secure a room. This detail becomes important, because the keycard appears to be connected to Sienna Bacall's past activity, possibly linking Matt back to something he should not have access to. At this point, speculation begins to grow that Matt may be using this situation to his advantage. Instead of openly revealing his intentions, he could be acting confused on purpose. By presenting himself as disoriented, he lowers suspicion and gains the freedom to move around Genoa City unnoticed. There is also the possibility that Matt will fully lean into an amnesia story. If he claims he cannot remember his past, it gives him time to observe people, gather information, and quietly plan his next steps without alerting his enemies. However, even if this amnesia act is fake, it may not stay consistent forever. Small memories or emotional triggers could slowly bring pieces of his past back. And once that happens, the situation could become much more dangerous. Because if Matt truly regains his full memory, his mindset could shift quickly back toward revenge. That would mean anyone connected to his past could be at risk again. With no solid evidence left behind from previous incidents, Matt may feel like he has nothing to lose. This could allow him to operate more freely in Genoa City, watching, waiting, and preparing in the background. As the mystery deepens, one thing becomes clear: Matt Clark's return is not just a simple comeback. It may be the beginning of a much more dangerous game. As Matt Clark continues moving closer to Genoa City, the situation becomes more uncertain, and his behavior raises even more questions about what is real and what might be an act. After checking into the Genoa City Athletic Club using a mysterious keycard, Matt seems to be settling in quietly. On the surface, he appears calm and slightly confused, but his actions suggest he is still very aware of his surroundings. This creates growing suspicion that his amnesia may not be genuine at all. The keycard itself becomes a major point of interest. It may be linked to Sienna Bacall's past activities, and Matt's possession of it suggests he could already be reconnecting pieces of his old life. Whether he found it by accident or intentionally followed a trail back to Genoa City remains unclear. Meanwhile, his earlier encounter at the diner still lingers in the story. Matt's questions about Genoa City and his disoriented behavior could be interpreted in two ways: either he is truly struggling with memory loss, or he is carefully testing how people respond to him. If it is an act, it would be a very strategic one. By pretending to be confused, Matt can move through Genoa City without raising alarms. He can observe people, gather information, and slowly rebuild his understanding of current events without exposing his true intentions. However, there is also another possibility. Matt's condition may not be completely fake. He could be experiencing partial memory gaps caused by his recent injury. If that is the case, his memories might return gradually, piece by piece, triggered by places, people, or emotional moments. And that is where the danger begins. Because if Matt starts remembering everything, his personality could shift quickly. Any hidden anger or unfinished business from his past could resurface, pushing him toward revenge once again. With no strong evidence left from previous incidents, Matt may feel free to operate without consequences. This gives him the perfect opportunity to stay hidden in plain sight while deciding his next move. At the same time, those in Genoa City have no idea that someone they thought was gone may still be watching from the shadows. As the mystery builds, one thing becomes clear: Matt Clark's return is not random, and whatever his true condition is, it is only a matter of time before the truth comes out. The tension surrounding Matt Clark continues to grow as his presence in Genoa City becomes more noticeable, even though he is trying to stay under the radar. After settling at the Genoa City Athletic Club, Matt continues acting like a man who is unsure of his past. He remains calm on the surface, but small details in his behavior suggest he is carefully observing everything around him. This makes it harder for others to tell whether his amnesia is real or simply a well-planned cover. The keycard he carries is still a major mystery. It seems to connect him to Sienna Bacall's past dealings, and it may be the only clue leading him deeper into Genoa City's hidden conflicts. Whether Matt understands its full importance or is still piecing it together remains unclear. At the same time, his earlier stop at the diner continues to raise questions. The way he spoke to the waitress and asked about Genoa City felt simple on the surface, but it also felt like he was testing his surroundings. That moment now looks more strategic, as if Matt was trying to understand how much information he should reveal. If Matt is truly pretending to have amnesia, it would give him a major advantage. He could move freely, avoid suspicion, and quietly track the people connected to his past without anyone realizing he is a threat. This kind of hidden approach would make him far more dangerous than before. On the other hand, if his memory loss is real, then things become even more unpredictable. Partial memories could return at any time, triggered by familiar faces, locations, or emotional moments. This could cause sudden changes in his behavior and decisions. And if his memories fully return, the situation could escalate quickly. Any unresolved anger or unfinished conflicts from his past could come back with full force, leading him down a path of revenge once again. With no solid proof linking him to past incidents, Matt currently has the freedom to stay hidden in plain sight. This gives him the perfect opportunity to watch Genoa City quietly while deciding his next move. But in a place like Genoa City, secrets never stay buried for long. As this storyline continues to unfold, one thing is becoming clear: Matt Clark's return is not just a coincidence, and his true intentions are still completely unknown. As events continue to unfold in Genoa City, the mystery surrounding Matt Clark reaches its most uncertain point yet. His actions, his condition, and his true intentions all remain unclear, but one thing is certain: his return is already causing tension behind the scenes. Matt is still staying at the Genoa City Athletic Club, quietly observing everything around him. He continues to behave like someone who was confused and disconnected from his past, but there are moments that suggest he is far more aware than he appears. This mix of behavior keeps everyone guessing whether his amnesia is real or carefully staged. The keycard he carries continues to play a major role in the mystery. It appears to connect him to Sienna Bacall's past, and it may be the key that slowly pulls him deeper into Genoa City's hidden secrets. Every step he takes seems calculated, even when he appears unsure. His earlier encounter at the diner is now being looked at differently. What once seemed like confusion is now seen as possible testing behavior, small questions designed to measure how much attention he would attract and how people would react to him. If Matt is truly faking amnesia, it gives him a powerful advantage. He can move freely, stay unnoticed, and quietly gather information without raising suspicion. This would allow him to rebuild his understanding of Genoa City without anyone realizing he is planning anything at all. But if his condition is real, the danger is just as high. Memory loss could come and go in fragments, causing sudden changes in behavior. A single trigger could bring back pieces of his past, shifting his personality and decisions without warning. And if full memories return, everything could change instantly. Old emotions, unresolved conflicts, and past motives could come rushing back, possibly pushing him toward revenge or unfinished business. With no solid evidence tying him to past incidents, Matt currently has the freedom to operate in the background. That makes him unpredictable and potentially very dangerous for everyone in Genoa City. As this storyline reaches its peak, one truth stands out clearly: Matt Clark's return is not random, and whatever he is planning, it is only a matter of time before the real truth comes out.